Cantémosle, cantemos ya la margarita. Niña pequeña, la más risueña, la más bonita. Cantémosle, cantemos ya la margarita.
Good afternoon, dear Sally. Once again, many thank you for you coming to this podcast session.
Good afternoon. Thanks for inviting me.
Where are you from, Sally?
I was born and I grew up in Guatemala City, the capital. And my parents are from a town called San Marcos.
What did you do before being in the UK? What's your role?
I worked with transgender people in my country for an association that helped people who were on the street. I was a sort of volunteer. I also worked in a restaurant and studied.
So, did you have a happy life?
It was not a very happy life, since I'm part of the LGBT community, so it was good and bad.
Good and bad? Why?
Because in Guatemala, the LGBT community and the indigenous community do not have much support, since they're very discriminated against in my country. The indigenous community is hit hard by illiteracy.
Illiteracy?
And many people in my country are poor, so they lack educational resources and they go hungry. Many people don't speak much Spanish, so they speak one of the other languages, of which there are 27. When an indigenous person comes to the capital to look for a job opportunity, they don't have any support or earn a good salary or live how others live. Indigenous women are very, very discriminated against.
You are from LGBT group, so how does it feel to live in country we reject you for to the way you are?
For me, it was a hard blow, because I love my country, I love my culture, I love my people, and I love the indigenous community, which has been hit hard. And when I left my country, it was painful for me because I didn't want to go, but it was necessary. And that's why I work here in Manchester to promote my culture, for other people to see it, and to see that maybe there is someone who cares, who speaks up for indigenous women. So that is my purpose, but it was very painful for me to leave my country.
And your family?
My family, my friends, and my people. I really like folk dancing. Since I was little, I've been in various dance groups. When I was a child, at the age of 7 or 8, I started dancing. There are 29 regions in my country, and each region has a different cloth to represent it. For example, the one I'm wearing now, this is from Quiche, which is very representative because it's very colourful. I love colours. And that helped me a lot with this.
Do you remember the exact date on which you arrived in UK?
Yeah, I came a few years ago. It was quite painful for me.
You don't want to talk about when you arrived?
About when I arrived, no, I don't. But I've been here for a few years.
How many years have you been
I've been
here?
here for 4 or 5 years, I should think.
Do you feel love this country?
Yes, I feel loved, sure. I've had my problems, just like everyone else. But yes, and I feel very happy here. The UK is a very open country where we can express our culture, our language, and our identity. I feel very loved.
I know that sometimes you don't want to open that wound, but the moment you say, I'm leaving.
I started working at the age of 13. I've always been good at saving money. And when I decided to leave, it was because I couldn't be there anymore, because I was persecuted by a lot of people because of my gender identity. So that's why.
You decide to leave?
It's hard to hear certain things about the country where I was born, where I wanted to die. Escaping from our roots is very hard. To do this is to put ourselves in the shoes of all the people who've emigrated to seek a better life, to be recognised, or to find calmness.
Sally, how do you find calmness now?
Yes, I'm calm. Now I'm calm. It takes a lot for me to talk like this, because I went through a lot in my childhood. I haven't seen a psychologist who can help me with this. And sometimes I get tongue-tied when I have to speak at length in front of the camera or something like that. But I like to do it now because I'm healing. I feel that what I'm doing now, as in right now, is a sort of remedy that I'm giving myself. I think that if I were to open up a lot with a psychologist, I think then I'd probably suffer even more. So that's why I'm healing like this.
Little by little.
Yes, little by little.
But talking about things help us to hear.
It helps us a lot. It helps that people really know the pain we went through, we who have left our country.
When you arrived here in the UK, how do you feel?
My whole family was in shock. They said, "We can't believe you're on another continent." They didn't know I'd gone. Nobody knew I'd gone, only my mum. I never told anyone else, so as not to harm them.
What does it mean to when you hear that word, refugees?
The word refugee for me, before leaving home, I didn't know I was a refugee. I think it's a very strong but desperate word. Very sad, very sad. My future is I see myself working with LGBT people, maybe opening a charity in the future. Right now I'm doing very well with my dance. I started doing dances here in the UK for free, but now this year I'm putting on performances of my work, which is a very beautiful thing to do, and I feel like I'm going to go far.
You're going to go far, Sally. You certainly will. But I would like to send a message to those people who are listening to us, because sometimes people estimate us as refugees and immigrants. We need to challenge that because we come here for contribute to.
In my opinion, we all have the right to live our life. We're living in a time of change. Perhaps the word refugee could change over time to mean someone who's welcome. We're all welcome. We're all welcome here. We're all human beings. We do not take away anyone else's right to anything, because everything exists for a reason, including the refuge for people. I hope that's possible.
Sally, many thank you for telling us something of your story. It is painful to suffer so much in silence.
It is painful. It's very hard. Yes, it's very hard when I tell the story. Going back to another place when you haven't healed, it's very difficult to go back and remember it all again. It's very hard. And that's what I'm experiencing now, that feeling that I haven't been able to heal. And when I look back, the feelings are very strong and healing is hard. So I have some trouble with that.
And reiterate my thank you, Sally. And I hope that everything goes well for you.
Thank you very much for the invitation. I want to congratulate you all on embarking upon this project, which I believe is a call out to all immigrant and refugee people so that they don't feel alone, so that they know that there's always someone there for them, that we can get together and support each other. Because it doesn't matter where they're from or what gender they are, we're all human, and the only one who can judge us is God. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
La Margarita, niña pequeña, la más risueña, la más bonita. Cantémosle, cantemos ya la Margarita, niña pequeña, la más risueña, la más